Hi guys. Welcome to Fitness Friday. Today is Friday. I don't know what the date is. Sorry. The 31st? Oh, January 31st. All right. So, January 31st, weigh in last night about 3 a.m. I know I should have been in bed, but I am down a total of 55 pounds. 55 pounds since July 31st. So, or July 30th, I can't remember. But anyway, so I would say that's pretty good. Weight Watchers used to tell you if you lost a pound to a pound and a half a week, that was a nice steady goal. It seems like when I do drop weight, it's, 2 to 4 pounds. So it's like the body just needs to, when it happens, it drops. So it's been in those kind of increments. So I'm excited. I'm excited for 50 pounds. That 50-pound mark was kind of hovering, and I think that was a lot of it was stress, and just what was going on in my life. So I'm going to show you the little card. I'll try to put it over here. And editing Amber will put it over here. Welcome to Ooh Ah Crochet. My name is Amber. For those of you that are new, welcome in. Thanks for subscribing. I appreciate you. Hit that like button if you can. Leave a comment. I would really love to hear from you guys. I do appreciate all the comments. I a lot of the times will heart them. I might not reply back, but I do read them all, and that keeps me motivated. So I appreciate it. And I just want to give a shout out to Boatman. Hi, Boatman. I've been away from auctions for so long that a lot of my auction people are watching my videos, which I appreciate. I miss you guys. I really do. So here today we're going to discuss part of it. We're going to discuss my weight loss and the different things that are on the chart that it tracks for me. So one of them is like my BMI. You also will see like my protein levels, my water levels, the body mass, like your skeleton mass, weight, your visceral fat, and different things there. What's funny to me is my protein, even though I'm mostly eating, I'm eating protein. That's what I'm eating, right? So it's just creeping up in like little tiny increments, and my body water should be higher, and I'm like, well, I gotta be retaining water, right? Because everybody retains water. Well, I'm not. I'm low for my water on what my body should be holding. So there's that, and so that's a thing I gotta work on. I do drink probably, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 of these a day, which is, oh, I could see it. No, I can't see it. I think it's 20 ounces. Yeah, okay. 28 ounces. So this is 28 ounces. I usually drink 2 or 3 of those a day. For water, I am not just a strict water girl. I should be. I highly recommend that if you can just drink water, do that. But I like my coffee, and a part of that is I like warm. I like hot. It helps regulate my temperature, which is silly, but it's, so I love my coffee. I usually have my Stanley, big thermos. I will drink a whole pot by myself. Nobody else drinks coffee here, so it's just me. So I drink all that, and then I usually have a can of a soda, or a 20-ounce thing of soda. So I am drinking a lot of fluids, but my water levels aren't where they're supposed to be. Let's see what else. I'm probably gonna fumble my words a lot, but the other thing I noticed was that I lost muscle mass. So Mom and I signed up for Planet Fitness. We are going to go start walking. She wants me to give her another week before we start this, but we're going to start walking. Part of that is because Mom and I have been taking care of Dad for over a year, and we couldn't really leave him alone for very long. We intended last February to get out and go walking with him, but he just wasn't able to go very far. And with his water pills he had to take, he couldn't reliably go anywhere for more than an hour. Like it was just, he had to have a bathroom close by. And if you're like mall walking or something, or you're anywhere else, he just wasn't leaving the house because he had to have that bathroom close to him. So we have not been active at all. And that's our plan, is to go to Platinum Fitness. And they have a hydro bed and a massage chair, which sold Mom right away, because we were in the mall with my niece and my sister's nieces and sister, and they had a massage chair in the mall, and Mom's like, well, I'll pay $5 to go sit in that. I said, Mom, we could get a Planet Fitness membership, a black card, so one person pays it. It's $24.99 a month, and $49 for a yearly fee, but then you can invite a guest every time. So I mean, bonus. Okay, so that's our plan anyway, and we get massage. I think that's okay. That's okay. All right, so anyway, you'll see those numbers here, and if you've watched my previous video, you'll see that, okay, so it says that I've dropped 7 pounds since the last time I've weighed, but that's kind of different. And then I stepped on my scale, and if you're stepping on those scales with the metal dots, it measures your feet. Well, I am so dry that it wouldn't measure certain things. So I actually ended up having to do it a couple times, and I had to wet my feet because my body is so dry it wouldn't register. That's probably not a good sign. Okay, if I start talking fast, it's because my phone is, I can't get, for some reason, I can't get my phone to delete enough stuff for me to videos. So we'll see. But anyway, I want to talk today about the 10 signs I should have paid attention to. 10 signs that I should have been like, hello, you need to do something with your body. And yeah, and I didn't. I ignored them for a very, very long time. So let's just start right here. So my neck, I'm to the point where I couldn't wear any necklaces. This shirt right now is bothering me, but not as much as it used to. Before, I could not wear a shirt that was like this close to my neck at all. Like, I would feel like I was choking 100%. And any weight on my neck at all would drive me nuts. It feels like I'm just being constantly choked. That should have been my first sign. And fun fact, if you want to try on a pair of jeans in the thrift store and you can't try them on, apparently if you put them around your neck and you can button the jean button, that's what size you are. Well, my neck is doubled, maybe tripled in size since I've been getting all this weight, which I did notice that it's shrinking, and now I've got, unfortunately, this, which I guess we'll figure it out, but it's better than the triple double chin. I got to get rid of this part here. Okay, next portion is my ribs. So fun fact, and you guys, this is going to be a lot of information. A lot of it's going to be TMI, so bear with me and take it how you will. My ribs, with my EDS, which is Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. Look it up if you're interested. My ribs caused me lots of problems. And because I was gaining so much weight in my stomach, which I don't normally carry weight in my stomach. My ribs from giving birth to 5 children have expanded out. So instead of being flat, they're like this. Well, when I would use the bathroom, when I would lay down, when I would do other activities, they would slip. So going number 2 was getting to be very difficult as far as taking care of myself physically, cleaning up. Let's just say that. I'm not going to try to be vulgar here, but doing that, I was popping my rib out. It was slipping out. So putting my hand back or whatever, it would pop the rib and then it would catch. And so you're like, because your rib is stuck, right? And if you've never experienced that before, I hope you never have to, because it's very uncomfortable. It's painful. But also when I would lay down to sleep, because of all the extra weight around my stomach and my upper chest area, and even my back, I suppose, my ribs would slip when I laid down. So when I laid down, whether it was on my back, on my side, or my stomach, I would have to hold my breath when I laid down for my body to adjust, for all my organs to settle, for whatever else to settle around, and wait for that to settle, because my ribs were slipping and I had to hold my breath because it hurt. It literally had to adjust so I could breathe again, which should have been a huge sign. And that's been happening for years, probably since after I gave birth to Connor, honestly. The whole bathroom thing wasn't until recently, or wasn't until, that 300-pound mark, that was a huge sign. Like, you can't take care of yourself. That's a huge sign. Again, these are 10 signs that I should have been paying attention to that I did not. Another one was my knees, and there's going to be more than 10, so I'm going to try to talk faster. My knees, I couldn't see my knees anymore. The actual kneecaps, I have found them now, but because of all the extra weight around the knees, the skin, I have lipedema, Lipedema, which it just changes your body form, so your legs are thick, right? And the skin starts folding on top of each other. I had no knees. You could visibly not see my knees. And that caused problems, obviously, with walking and everything else. My veins in my legs, they hurt. Every vein in my leg hurts. And that should have been a huge sign. Part of all this is, a lot of it is my legs that I should have just been paying attention to. And there's so many different things about that correspond. I'm reading off a list, just so you know, if I keep looking down. I couldn't put my shoes on. My shoes and my socks, I couldn't put them on. It was physically difficult for me to lift my leg. I had to grab my pant leg. I could get my pants on, thank God. But I had to grab my pant leg by the bottom and pull my leg up to put my socks on and my shoes. I'm 45 years old, and to me it's like ridiculous that I had to do that. And don't even get me started about cutting my toenails, because that was a chore, and that was a pop my rib out kind of a thing to get my body in that shape so I could actually reach down to cut my toenails. And I have problems with my toenails because they grow funky. So if I don't take care of them, it causes inflammation, and it causes like wearing, skin deterioration. It cuts into my toes, and that hurts, of course. I think, and compression socks. So I'm supposed to wear compression socks, but the problem is I couldn't get them on. And once I got them on, they would fall, or they would cut my circulation off. And my legs are so tender and so painful that the extra pressure, like right around my kneecaps, it was like my legs were dying because it was too tight or something. And if they rolled, it's like wearing a rubber band on your wrist. It gets that much pressure. I just couldn't stand it. But most of the time, I just couldn't get them on. Let's see. Temperature regulation. This is a huge problem for me, is if I get cold, I stay cold. I stay cold for a very, very long time. There's been points where I've actually gone into, I guess, like it could be hormonal, some of it, but I get so cold that I go into almost a shock. Like I have to go in the shower to warm up, or I can't sleep, or I can't do anything because I'm so even cold to the touch, my hands, my legs. I found that when I was on auction that sitting downstairs in the basement, which is about 10 degrees colder than here, the tops of my legs, so like the top part, like this much of the top of my leg was very cold to the touch, and it just took me forever to get that warmed up. But if I get too hot, I get very sick, like to the point where I'm like passing out sick. It's a tough balance. Let's see. Oh, very sleepy. Anytime I would eat, I would get sleepy, and I still haven't figured out all the things. Like my doctor's got a long list of stuff that we're supposed to go through, and we just haven't got all of those yet. But she said something about my blood. There might be something about how my body pumps blood, and if you've heard about it before, but when you eat, after you eat, all the blood rushes to your stomach to start processing all of those. And that might be why I'm sleepy, because I believe it's low blood pressure is part of that, but I'm not quite sure. Again, it should be something I should have looked into. Skin deterioration. I know a lot of you are on the heavier side, and you probably understand what I'm talking about, but it really should have been a sign that I had noticed a lot sooner. I could no longer, I was having a hard time keeping dry in certain places. Let me say that. The flap underneath my belly was very, very irritated. Even after a shower, if I didn't dry it completely, and air dry certain areas, it just got very, very irritated. And that was like one of the last signs that kind of just drove me to a point where, okay, we got to do something, because nobody else is going to be able to take care of me. I mean, Dawn could do it, but I'm 45 years old. I should still at this point be able to do it myself. And it was one of those things like, you know, that's just not somebody else's job, is to be able to do that. But the other part of that was, along with my ribs and the extra weight here, I couldn't, if I didn't have the right bra on, and I was doing extra activities, like saying I was running a rummage sale, or you know, walking or doing whatever for that day, I would come home with a band underneath my breast, and it would be a rash and a wear area, and it would be almost bleeding because of the friction of all of the materials, the heat, the extra weight. I don't know, but I do have scarring there from my skin. It's a very different color. There's like a band all the way across that. And anytime I've been bigger, it's always been an issue, which is crazy. But I cannot wear an underwire bra at all anymore, because it absolutely, and if I try, I regret it, because I have those issues. So there's that. I know a lot of information that you probably don't need to know. And this video is probably already too long, and hopefully I can upload it, but the other thing, the last one I'm gonna touch on real quick here, is being able to breathe. I used to say I knew I was pregnant because I would walk down the stairs and I couldn't walk back up without losing my breath. Well, I wasn't pregnant, and I was still losing my breath climbing up and down the stairs that I had to do to take laundry. I couldn't lift up a basket and lift myself up the stairs without having to like take breaks between the steps. That should have been a sign 4 years ago. Yeah, I said it, 4 years ago. I've been having difficulty getting up the stairs and breathing in a normal, I guess, pattern without having to catch my breath. Things I should have been paying attention to, lots of things. There's probably even more, but your skin deteriorating, you can't get your shoes on, you can't get your socks on, you can't use the bathroom without being concerned, breathing. I mean, those are things that you should pay attention to. Temperature regulation is probably because of all the autoimmune disease stuff that I have. The ribs slipping, I don't know if that happens to other people. I assume it does, especially if you have that extra weight. Your organs have to go somewhere. And if there's no more room, they just have to go wherever they have room for. But let me know down below what you guys think. If you have these problems, have you paid attention to them? Do you regret waiting as long as you have? Are you changing what you're doing? Have you changed what you did and you've had success? Let me know. Again, I've been on the carnivore journey since July 30th of 2024, and I'm down 55 pounds. So for me, that is great. I can tell finally. I found my ribs, just in case somebody wanted to know. I found my ribs after how many months, and I found my sternum, which I couldn't have seen months ago. So that is very exciting. And I will leave you guys with that. I love you guys. Again, please leave a comment down below, and we will talk to you soon. Bye.